next question. I'm going to throw it out to the guys to begin with. Do you think men are as, I'd say, expressive when it comes to issues concerning mental health?
Nope.
Why?
Not at all.
Nah. Look, man, we're men. We keep them kind of emotions locked in. You know what I mean? Like, that's a matter of, it can be down to a matter of pride. You know, like, people don't, like, men don't like to talk about problems. We like to try and fix problems.
Yeah.
But talking about these problems now, that's a whole different ball game. You know, like, if you've got some tight brethren or like tight brothers or cousins that, you know, you can talk to, that's different. But really talking about it, deep down feelings and stuff, it's not really something we like doing.
But why is that, girl?
It's like, in regards to talking about feelings, it's good to discuss them, but remember, in regards to a feeling, it kind of stays there, you know? So that's why a lot of people will tell you don't dwell on your certain feelings, because if you're staying in that place, that's where you're going to be. Yeah. And in regards to us as men, we like to move forward and be in a productive place. If we're staying in a place where it's just all about feelings all the time, we might not be productive.
That's what you think. You think you're staying in a place where you're moving forward, but really and truly, those emotions come out at the wrong place, at the wrong time. Have you not noticed that a lot of men just blow up for, like, I'm not going to say for no reason, but quite randomly, because they're holding in so much feelings. And not only that, the highest suicide rate is male.
Let me hit you with some stats. So 76% of suicides are men. 85% of homeless victims are men. 70% of homicides are men. 40% of domestic abuse are men. And, you know, prison sentences, etc. So
a man gets a stronger prison sentence than a woman, right?
Yeah, more likely to.
So I guess it's all about that emotional side, and actually trying to grasp it in regards to how can a man truly express it without it kind of like tarnishing him. But at the same time, you've got to realise that the system is set up more to help women with mental health.
I was going to ask, do you feel like society contributes at all to the lack of expression?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Well, the lack of expression, do you feel like society contributes to men's kind of perception that they can't be expressive? Because I definitely feel like women are more at liberty to, you know, have these burst out with tears, whether it's laughter or pain. It's more accepted. If you see a woman crying in the street, you're more likely to console her, understand, or feel sorry for her, or identify. But when it's a man, I don't even feel like I've ever seen a man cry in public.
So
I don't know how I would even respond to that. Like, what would I do?
That's it. That's exactly it. I feel I was having this conversation with one of my friends not long ago before I went away, and we were saying that in regards to this country, it's like it's got systems in place for women and a lot of like that kind of feminist like setup. It very much has a safe haven for women. For men,
for example,
we don't have it.
It's true.
One of the jobs I do, like, there is actually a safe. I think it's a safe word. Like, if you go for example, you go to a rave or something. If you're having a problem, it can be a problem with a guy, anything. All you have to use is the safe word, but it's only women.
It's like
you just
something
have
like,
to
can I have
pop
a Dave?
the word.
Or is Dave there? Or something like that. Yeah.
And in regards to it, that's when you think about those dynamics alone, if a man hasn't even got somewhere that he can kind of turn to and be like, raw, and even down to his family, because sometimes it could be the family that he wants to turn to and kind of like express himself, his true feelings, he's still like going around to or still being teared down there. It's going to be a place where he's going to think, well, what's the point in this? You know.
So then, as men, What do you think can be done?
We need to create those safe places for men. To be honest,
there needs to be more safe places.
There's a manhood academy.
Yeah, I've seen manhood academy,
and those kind of things. It's obviously working with men, innit? And for men, as much as it's about the women, like and having a woman's retreat, it's about having a manly retreat, and for the right reasons rather than the wrong. Do you get what I'm saying?
So, you know what I love about the Manhood Academy is, although it's called the Manhood Academy, they start from boys to man. Again, like you were saying, society always puts this type of pressure on young men or young boys. Like, I've got a son myself, and a lot of people would say to children their age, "Come on, man up." Like, you got to put that type of pressure on a young person. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is man up? Am I not allowed to cry? So sometimes it's about encouraging young people to be able to show their emotions. You know what I mean? 100%. And that they wouldn't be, pressured and judged by their emotion.
Just for what the bravery, or be forced to think that I need to show out or do that. But what's I think is crucial about the Manhood Academy again is that it's men raising like younger men, and that's where when you think about the family structure with all what's going on, the breakdown of the household, if a woman's there with her children but the man's not there, what's going to happen to that child? Children need their father. As much as they need their mother, they need their father. It's a crucial thing. You need both. So in regards to that, that's where, again, if that is properly going on, I doubt the statistics would be so high as well.
If there was more volunteer services, like more services where you can pick up a phone in your local areas, not like a national number, like you got to call, I think it would help. Somewhere you can call somebody like when you're seriously down, and all you have to do is pick up a phone and talk to somebody, and maybe like you can go to this place after if you're that bad after talking to them, maybe they can actually arrange a session, a quick session, and you can actually go and talk to them.
For some people though, because they would like to see people face by face, so they can actually share that emotion.
That's what I mean. Like after the phone call.
Still in that mood.
But that's what you're saying.
That's
it's
having
the option to either call or go in.
And then you can still go to somewhere and talk
go
to
down
someone
to the individual and how they feel comfortable about expressing themselves, especially as men as well.
What about being local authority based?
Look, you see when it
And now we're going into a slightly different topic, and because we're talking about mental health. Forget the authority side of it. But you know,
I even want
to. There's someone that you can go to. You know that you've got the Citizens Advice Bureau. Have somewhere where young people or men can go and just and chill, like a brother circle or something.
Brother circle.
So then, quick question then: as women, do you think that we take advantage of the fact that society is set up to help us when it comes to emotions?
Yes.
Yep. She did say as women.
Naomi.
Be interested.
This is like totally down my avenue of like interest. So like, in my opinion, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because on one side, I definitely feel like I'm very embracive of the fact that I can be feminine in some situations, and in some situations, I'm like, I want to be an independent woman. I can do shit for myself, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I'm sorry. But on the other side, I feel like there's an element of advantage that is taken on women because we are naturally emotional and quote unquote fragile. And I don't know, like quote unquote weak, and I use that politely, not in a negative way. So in us being emotional, we also get taken advantage of in situations that we don't want to be taken advantage of. So I don't know, it's like give and take sometimes, because sometimes, like I said, I want to be fragile, but I don't want to seem like a victim. Just because I'm a woman and I'm emotional and expressive doesn't mean that I'm weak. So I don't really know how to answer that question all the time. But I don't know if I had to. I think because as a being myself, I'm very powerful. I would say I do take advantage of the situation. Like when I'm, I don't know, let's say an argument with a man, I'll just, I don't know, cry so that he listens to me.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say that.
In little examples like that, it's like
behave submissive for no reason.
That's real though.
That happened to me today.
It's true.
I was thinking that I took my son to the GP to register him with the GP.
Yeah.
And as I got there, the lady at the reception, I said, I want to register my son. And the woman looked at me and said, where's the mother?
Why? Because you're not allowed to register.
That's the first thing that came out. I was like, okay, so
What's that got to do with
my
it?
son? We just want to make sure everything is okay.
what?
Like you're living
She
in a
is not
country full
okay.
of benefits for the mother, innit? That's what it is.
No, that woman clearly is
But then
okay.
that's a good point. I do.
It make it feel like men are not really.
Yeah.
Present, yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
maybe she's. But you know, maybe
Again,
it's
that's
not
the
just.
systematic. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
It could. You know what it is? That it could be her kind of projecting her idea of guys. Like maybe she grew up in a situation where her dad wasn't around, or her partner has now left her, so she's not used to seeing a guy.
It could be
come to do
misread,
something
yeah.
Like that for it might even be. Do you know what I mean? It might be her just kind of throwing out her negative perceptions, even of,
Subconsciously, she
So
does,
exactly why she's.
Because
that
I
way
will
as a
say,
mom.
I definitely still act a bit like, oh, cute when I see a dad with his children. Because it's not something that I'm so used to seeing.
It warms the
So
heart,
it's not,
doesn't it?
So-
I wouldn't project
so-
it in a negative way the way she did, but I'm still like, oh, like.
You see, in regards to you saying, would you take advantage of it? What's the opposite of that then?
is not taking advantage. Is
So,
you know
what would you be exercising if you're not taking advantage?
balance, equality.
All right.
I would definitely.
Is that what you were trying to get out of
What
her?
should I say?
No, that's what I was literally just kind
What,
of
equality?
get
You
at,
want
because
equality?
I feel obviously when a woman's well balanced, she then kind of knows how to tap into her emotions. Like she's more in control of her emotions than her emotions.
Do you know what? It's interesting because what you're saying when you earlier said men get told this phrase like be a man. I've never had to be told to be a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get it? So I can naturally be balanced and not feel like I'm being weak.
You may not have been told
Whereas,
that, but you
yeah.
get told
But I
stop
guess-
being such a female.
Or I've been told,
Oh, yeah.
you're a big girl. You're a big girl.
You're a big girl.
Yeah.
Cry. It's just it's a matter.
But then
and
we
I
can
think
talk
it's
about the
ego as
concept
well,
of
though.
but that's more like emotional intelligence more than anything.
Oh, right.
Like are men
I don't think
are men more emotionally intelligent than women because they know how to keep their feelings in?
And
Are
stay
all
calm and
women
stay composed.
more emotionally intelligent because they're very expressive? Like which
It's
one
a
is
good
it?
question
It depends
still.
on how.
Yeah.
I think that's
Man
what
like
makes us
Ollie.
up as individuals.
Different.
Isn't it?
Man like
That's,
Ollie.
that's what makes you a woman and me a
Yeah,
man.
man, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's the XY
What do
thing.
you
kind
think?
of
What do you think,
chromosome.
Ollie?
Yeah.
Look, he's coming to do. You know when he's
Some gems. They want to drop some gems.
When you stash for long.
This
processing
thing.
the information. Let's hear it. We're ready for you.
Nah, it's straightforward, man. Men
Go on.
from Mars,
Oh,
women are from Venus.
oh, that makes
Yeah,
so
that
much
makes
sense.
There's a reason for this. You know, we as men like to be strong, powerful, and keep our pride.
Yeah, but
It's
you.
very important.
Can I ask a question?
Venus is
Can I ask a
cold.
question?
No,
You
no,
see
no,
it in that
no,
situation
yeah.
where I said, for example, I would be a bit more vulnerable and let's say cry. Do men kind of almost like it when they can be like fix the situation, kind of like?
I think some men do.
I guess depending on how.
cry
All
shit,
right,
go ahead.
let me give you that.
It makes you feel like a man.
If a man is well balanced within himself, he can pick up on. Oh no, you're just trying it. Or it's actually like you're genuine.
Okay, right.
You know?
So let's say guys are having an argument with your babes, and your babes can either be like, or she can be like, whoa, what? Which version do you prefer then, isn't it?
Prefer?
Which version do you want?
Because I can do both, honey. Which one you want to say? Which one? You getting one or the other? Which one is it?
I guess you like both of the babes, innit? You know.
So you want a bit of crying, a bit of shouting?
Well, to be honest, it's as long as you
Main
get
chicken
on,
side
as
chick.
long as you get on
Sorry,
with
joking.
your babes, you know. I personally, I'm like, yeah, cool.
I don't know, yeah. 'Cause
Win.
like, I'm single right now, by the way, but you know what I mean. I'm single, but
Team members,
there's a big but. There's a big but.
camera, like, let them know, okay?
This year, like, there's a big butt, yeah. They say, like,
so you like big butts?
Boys are happy with their partner and things, and they say, happy wife, happy life.
Amen.
When you have to
say again, please, for the people in the back.
Keep your mouth shut and be like, oh, babes, whatever you need to do.
You're right, you're right.
Keep it happy.
Just be like, you're right.
And so you sometimes
do I need to be looking for a Nigerian man or something?
Is
that what you're saying?
Woman.
At this point, sis.
It's true, like, but, you know, like, I'm a bit of a moody kind of person, but I you know, when you have to take that, yeah, you just gotta take it, like, and keep your mouth shut, even if you don't want to.
Boy, okay then, isn't it?
Mental health is no joke. Like with issues as well, like black men. I've noticed something about us black men is that we very rarely talk about black people. Like we very rarely talk about mental health issues and what the implications are and what we're going through, and you know who we don't ever share nothing. Like what, like Tish, I'm gonna go to you because you know, as a black person. Like with men, have you had any encounters with a man telling you, listen, I feel real depressed and stuff like that, and like help? Has anybody come up to you and said, like, what is your experience in that?
I haven't had anybody come to me and say to me, help necessarily. No. I'm not gonna lie. I think one of the things in growing up in this culture is that you're trained to believe that black men don't have those kind of feelings or shouldn't have to ask for help because they are the protector, the provider, do you know what I mean? They're meant to be that strong guy type thing. But so growing up like that as a young black woman, that's how I kind of deemed it. But I have had friends that have come out and they haven't necessarily said the words help because I don't think you guys are, I don't think it's open enough for you guys to say help, if that makes sense. But I've had them, there's other things, like if you pay enough attention and you know your friends well enough, there's cries for help, you know, like, so I can tell when a friend is no longer coming out, no longer being social, no longer being active, but it's maybe at home a bit more drinking, is that, do you know what I mean? Not
but it can also be the reverse of like going out more.
No, I was going to say, but then I've had friends who are just going out and they're all over the place, you know, like just can't control themselves, they're more, in fact, into drinking outside actually, and they want to, do you know what I mean? You can't
turn up.
They just turn up 24/7 type thing. So learning in how to tell those kind of signs or whatever. I've learned as well that sometimes you don't need people to say to you help. You just need to go and say, "Are you okay?" and genuinely mean it. Like, are you okay? Not because just you want to know if they're okay to set your mind at ease, but are they okay? Like, what can you do to genuinely help that? And I find that that's a real struggle for our young people, our young black people, our elder black people, our whole generation actually, to be fair, and the generations that came before us.
The generations that came before us, they've always taught us, it's like, you know when, like carrying news, like, so don't say nothing. No, be atop the situation now. Like in Caribbean terms.
My favourite one, but don't chat about what happens in this house.
Exactly.
Stays in this house. That
exactly.
Was the line. That was
or the other one will be like, don't make your left hand know what your right hand do. Now I'm like, what? Oh, right, still like, I'm like, what? Think of these. What?
What? You're expecting me to be a transformer?
You know what I'm saying? Now, me going on to that now. And you being a black man. Like,
yes, I is.
Melanated folk.
Outside here, like, I'm black and black and I'm black, y'all.
I'm black, y'all. Your experiences on depression and being black yourself, like, share with me and share with the people, like, what it means to you.
Well, for me, when it comes to people being depressed or people going through stuff, as black guys, we don't really talk about it. We don't. It's almost seen as a thing of weakness that if you was just, like raw. If you say to one of your friends, like, you know what, bro, I've been thinking about this thing. Whatever. That's what you get. Or you might get a, bruv, don't worry about it, man up.
Man up, yeah.
I think that's the worst way
classic.
to use it, like to man up, not to listen to someone when they're going through something. So then it becomes hard for someone to then talk if they went to like, because of the fact of the stigma of like, if you speak, you're seen as weak, and like as the black guy, as the black man, I should say, with the pressure you feel, you know, out working in the environment that you are, being like, you know, surrounded. Everyone's got a perception of what they think of you as a black person, all through what they've seen on telly and what they believe. Like people have that. I think that a lot of people have that in their head and they don't even know it. So that they might think something without them wanting to, but it's already done because it's been programmed into their mind from donkeys and through time of what we see on telly in the papers about whenever it's a black person, this fug. I know all that stuff. So when you're then working in a corporate environment, you've always been told to work harder. Like, be quiet. Labeled as like, be quiet. Because you've been told like, we're lazy. Like, be quiet, work hard, like do more than others so you can be noticed. And that itself is a problem because you shouldn't have to be doing that. Just
that's a lot of weight to carry on a man's shoulders as well. Like.
And that's why I'm going with it. So I'm literally like, that's what I'm going. So it's like you're dealing with that all at work in that environment, and you come home, and then you can't really release it to your woman to tell her that. Oh, this and that, and then she's got her problems that she's going to give to you because it's all a black issue in it rather than it just being black man. So we've all got our things. So then that becomes a thing of like it buries you even deeper because you can't speak to her because then she's expecting the strong man. I'm not saying this is. I'm not generalising saying that this is all women that are this way or all men like this way. I'm speaking in regards to there's majority. So when we're going with majority, it becomes like almost a norm. So that's how I'm saying it as that we as black people, but it's not everyone, but the majority makes it more that. So, so it's very difficult to then speak, to want to talk to someone. So we deal with mental health for us. It's something that's not spoken about. And it makes it even worse because then you don't have anyone to speak to, no outlets. Or as people like to say it, to unpack wherever your thoughts are. Then you can then deal with it once you unpack it. But the fact that you don't get a chance to do that, everything stays in your mind, you talk to yourself. And that's why we have a lot of black people, like black men, women in like men's,
Like, not to be disrespectful, but that is.
And it's the mind is a strong thing. So it's like if it's not nurtured and looked after, or like it's like anything, like a car, innit? You have to service it, and service it can be as simple as like just talking. Like talking to someone, and it's not. I love to talk. If anyone's not noticed that, I like to talk. I know, it's crazy. I'm shocked too, as I'm saying. But
I've never been this open in my life.
This is a great platform for us to talk up.
And even the name says itself, Bear Talk. So we talk about everything. So it's like whatever's on mind, whatever's going on. So it's like, with that being the case, it's such the stigma just needs to be taken away of it. It's been seen as a weak thing and more seen as like you need to service your mind and just release what you need to talk about, let it out. And it's not even a thing that you're telling people for them to give you advice. You just bounce it off, get advice. Like, because speaking to yourself, your mind is your worst enemy.
Oh yes.
Because it can get you up, and while you're up, break you straight down because you're overthinking. It's a very scary thing. It's a very scary thing.
One of the things I'm happy to speak about probably now was a recent episode, I think probably about from December. It was just before I started this Bear Talks platform, and I suffered for the first time in all of my 31 years anxiety.
31?
And yes, I know. I'm
Black don't cry.
I could be on the regime. Drink water, mind your business. No. But on a real talk, I suffered anxiety, and it was the first time but I think people struggle to understand me going through it. I struggle to understand me going through it because of the person I am. Just like you say, and if people haven't realised by now, you like to talk. I do, and I like to be. I'm expressive with how I talk, but it makes me come across as if I'm really, really confident. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
I lost kind of like whatever confidence that may have been there before, I didn't even realise it kind of peeling itself away little by little with the situations I was going through in the back-to-back. And then all of a sudden, boom, anxiety hit me. Now, if you told me about anxiety with somebody else, like in fact somebody had said to me before, like, oh, I'm suffering with anxiety, and not to their faces, but I was kind of like, okay. So,
unaware.
Man up.
Yeah, in my head, it was the normal black response, which was anxiety. But that's a panic attack.
Exactly.
I've even made that joke with people, you know, like when you're not talking to someone with anxiety, but you're like, no, they're like, I'm having a panic attack, and you're like, no, man, just breathe through it. Get like a brown paper bag or something. Take it as a pump, I don't know, but you make those jokes. But until I actually experienced it, I never realised how bad it could be. Like, I swear, the first time it ever happened, I thought I was dying. I genuinely thought, you know, you're just like, you know what, bro, this is how I'm going out. All of it. I expected it to be better than this. Okay, look, take me now. You know, like okay, I'm still here. Okay, this was not what I thought it was. But it was that genuine, that first panic of like thingy. And I remember speaking to my mum about it, and my parents are really kind of non-emotional people. They don't really have. I don't know, but they're not. They're just. I'm not saying they're not normal. They're non-emotional.
That's a generational for some. I think. So it's generational.
Them having the 5 emotional children they have, it's like wow, like you're really non-emotional. They look at things literally. It's just this is it, and this is how we're going to deal with it. I mean, I don't want to get all black with it, but my dad is an Aries, so no, I'm playing. But yeah, they deal with things kind of like this is it, this is logical, this is how you're going to deal with it, this makes sense type thing. Whereas the kids are kind of like, well, no, man, we went through this way to this way and this way. And my dad's kind of like, get to the point, like what happened? And I'm like, no, you need to hear me tell the whole story. Do you know what I mean? But when I'm telling my mum's kind of like looking at me the same way I was behaving before I suffered it, which was you just need to woman up. What kind of Amazonian woman are you, that type thing? You're not doing this right. Like, and then she said that she suffered something that was similar to a panic attack. It wasn't actually a panic attack. She then came back to me and she said, is that how you were feeling? She described the feeling, and I said, yeah. And she went, I'm really sorry.
It's not nice.
I
had a panic. Like, it's so funny. Like, I've had my. I never thought it was possible for me to have a panic attack or one of those things, and I had mine. I think it was like 2 years ago. It was work related, and I think it's crazy how like work pressure can get to you. And like I had so much on, like auditors and stuff and things just to prepare for the month and whatnot, that I was working from home. I remember it clearly. It was mad, and it was such a weird thing because I'm sat there with my laptop working, and then I'm trying to do what I'm doing and think, I've got a deadline, I need to finish this stuff. And I kept on getting emails from like the MD just asking me for more stuff. And he's like, I can have that now, I can have this now, I can have this now, I can have that. And I'm like, and then it was mad. And I'm like, I literally just stopped. I thought, what's going on? I had that talk to myself, with myself, like, what's going on? Like, stop. And then I literally closed my eyes, and I started breathing, like. Then I was talking to myself like, bruh, it's just a job, chill. It's just a job, chill.
That's mad.
And then bang, it's just stopped. And since that day, I said to myself, and whenever I feel anything, when it's not mine related, if it's not my family or whatever, it's just a job. It's just this, it's just that. Literally to give myself something to fall back on so I don't go through that. It was not a nice feeling at all. And I was like, raw, me, you know, I did that. But I'm glad it happened because it had to happen for me then to know, bruh. Like I'm telling you, like I just wouldn't. The mind is strong in it, so it's like I've now known that feeling. That knowing that feeling, I'm not going to let that feeling come again. And it's just not everyone's like that. Not everyone's strong enough to have that thing. But I've built my mind up in a certain way that I have to learn from my mistakes, and I give myself like little anchors to say, don't fall that deep. Once you start feeling that same feeling, stop. Just literally just stop, because you know where it's going to go. You don't want to go there. You just turn back. So cool. And it's something you have to give yourself, is like whenever, because people keep going through the same thing all the time, and you're doing the same thing, and you're thinking, and you go through the same emotions and everything else. But I don't like the way I stop myself is like once I start seeing the same patterns, I just stop. I just literally stop, and then I'm not going to go through that because I know where that's going to go. So bring myself back, because life is more serious, and there's more serious thing than panicking about work or things that don't mean shit, like your car not working, you're running out of petrol or whatever it is, and we're panicking about stupid things, or I'm running late, trying to run for a train, panicking about stupid things that wouldn't matter. No, I'm not just speaking for me. I'm speaking.
I don't know. It's just I just thought of something. I just thought when you like stupid things, stupid things, and when you think of it, like you are genuinely like, I'm running late. I'm gonna run for that train. But listen, you could give yourself a stroke or a heart attack running for that train.
Or get run over
by a bus. That I learned.
And then the next day, the workplace will get another person.
No, seriously,
not the next day. Like, let's give them a month. Let's give them a month.
Listen, my company likes to remind us that there were 12 other people waiting in the pool to take our jobs. Like, seriously, and you'll never believe it because of where I work. So, like, you know what I mean? But they constantly have that reminder on you, like, oh yeah, remember there's 12 other people that are there to take your job if you, like, you know, you can't make it. Like, so. I think I did the same as you. It took me a lot longer than it did you, and you know I'm so glad to hear you say that you actually felt you felt the not that you went through it. Cause
no. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Just to say that you went through it and you actually.
It's good to hear someone else going through the same thing.
No, but you recognise straight away what's happening. It's kind of like breathe. I'm gonna get there. So that was nice. That was nice.
Oh God! So now people, that's very.
But I think like something we need to do in regards to this is probably try and get someone in.
Yes, someone that's a professional
to speak more on this, because I think like mental health, especially in the black community, is not something we deal with or speak about a lot, and it's something that everyone needs to see, that talking to someone, seeing a psychiatrist or anything like that, it's not loopy. It's just releasing. Like it's always good to have, if you haven't got a nice family unit or someone that you can speak to and talk to about stuff, go out and get someone else and pay for it. Like, don't say it's a big deal, because that person would actually listen to you. If you haven't got a family person that would listen to you in that way, well, it's good to like talk to people, bounce things off, because your mind will fuck with you so easily.
I was going to say this to you guys, and even though I've listened to both of you, and I relate to the both of you when it comes to like the whole panic attack and all sorts. Sort of like some of the reasons why I'm actually in comedy as well is because obviously I didn't have a voice when I was younger. So me having.
Well, who took it? He said comedian. He said comedian. I feel like, I'm gonna use this one. I can bust a joke.
There's that story. Everyone's like, oh.
No, he said comedian.
He said, calm down. Oh, bless you both of you. As he comes to him, says that I didn't feel like I had a voice, and he's like, there was no sympathy.
No, there wasn't. But it was in a jokey way. He's a comedian.
I can take that shit. No, but this like
speak up, man. Speak up.
Yeah, no. In it though, it's like having the fact that I did not have a voice when I was younger, because obviously family generational stuff. They would say, listen, talk up, or don't talk things to people. Don't share this with people. Oh, you're a boy. Go climb a tree. On all them things, you know what I'm saying? Your belly hurt you? Go and climb a tree. Oh, you want? Your arm hurt you? Have sun milk.
Your belly hurt you?
Oh Lord, everything like that is mad. It's mad. Oh,
yeah, go on.
But sorry. I'm just saying, like, the whole reason as to why I made my choices now is because I was very quiet when I was younger. I could always express myself in other ways, but I was always behave yourself, stop. So it was like I was always from when I was younger, I just always stopped. I never believed in myself and all sorts. It's only like when I hit like my late 20s, I started to gain my own voice, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. 5 years later, I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just saying, me saying that, how does someone get out, or what help is around for you guys? What helped you? Who helped you? And what information is out there for us to get now? So like, for the people, them to know. Like
for me, not everyone's the same, and I think I'm kind of lucky enough, or blessed enough, I should say, that I know when to stop overthinking, and I just stop myself. So that helps me. But I talk if I have any issues, like or anything. I talk about it. I really do. I'll speak on it, and it can be about anything. Like I'll speak on it, because then that way I think I'm releasing them, and I'm not speaking to someone to say, tell me what to do, or I need your help. And it's also you need to know the approach of how you speak to someone.
Of course.
Because you can speak to someone in a way to make them think you want an advice, or you can speak to someone and just say, I need to just let loose and just listen to me or whatever. Say what you think, but I'm not asking for your advice. Don't give that. But there's a way to deliver the message you're trying to give to get the right response or not. If you don't want one.
There is a way, But I know some people actually find it hard and difficult to
other people.
deliver.
Yes, other people might have a good family unit or friends. But it's hard to find good friends that you can talk to and listen to, and they're actually there for you for that reason. And if not that, like we need to just find some like links and stuff to put up.
Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm saying. So go on. Yeah. You got some links as well, yeah.
One, can I just say, Anthony literally does talk.
I do.
No. On every serious note, but no, because you're that seriously. No. Like he's always said, if something bothers him, Anthony will come out and say exactly what bothers him. Like, and it was the first time I've ever really experienced that. Like, I'm usually that one in my family that'll just be like, no, this is bothering me, and I'm gonna say it because I'm passing it on. I'm not holding it in. But but the way I'm more savage with it, and is very respectful with it. He'll just say, no, this needs to be said. Like and we need to speak about this, and it's very respectful. I adore it, and thank you very much.
That's fine.
Secondly, if you guys, I think I would always say to everybody, even with my own experience, if you're struggling, go to your doctors. The doctors should always be It doesn't necessarily
GP to do that.
Medication. Just because you're struggling with something.
There's counsellors that can send you to.
Counselling. There's therapists. There's talking therapy. There's you can even go to do things like going to the gym. It might be a stress relief. You might find everybody is different. So not everyone needs to talk. Some people just actually need to find a different outlet to release their pent up energy.
And not because it becomes a thing of like. People don't release it, and then you start, having an addiction, or excessive drinking, or marijuana.
I did not mean.
It hasn't got hair. It hasn't got hair.
It got the icy though. You said about self-medicating, it tipped itself out. That's kind of bait.
You had garlic?
That garlic? I see the side of your face burning off.
That man's a vampire.
But in all seriousness, go to your doctors. They can hook you up with mental health nurses who are there to actually just listen. So even though you only say to people, go and pay for it, if you haven't got the money to pay for it, don't fret. Go and talk to them though. They are there.
Communication.
Talking.
There is actually a line. I'm gonna put the number up for people with this episode. There's actually counsellors you can talk to. You can call the Samaritans at any time. They're there to listen. They're not there to judge. Nobody is gonna judge you on how you're feeling. Everybody goes through everything differently. I'm not being funny. Like just living your own truth.
That's live your truth.
Speak it out, or even sit there and think of ways that you can let it out. Whether it be drawing, join a class or something, but they
do say drawing is meant to be good though.
It's a good outlet.
Or dancing.
Even those colouring books, that they I do all three of them. I'm not being funny. I have a nurse who's deemed a mental health nurse, but it's not like that. I just go there when I need to release. You say when you say you've learned to just stop overthinking. Sometimes for me it's hard for me to do that. So I'll go to her and it will just be like bounce this off, and she'll be like, okay, so what's the most important? And she helps me figure out where I'm at and what I really need to be thinking about. And actually, am I overthinking on things that aren't even important? Like you said, what am I running for the train for? It is just a job. It's not gonna, bring me to the end of my knees. Like I can find another one. Things like that. But I would always suggest it. It's the best way to go before any form of self-medicating. And
I think self-medication can be eliminated on the time. And like a plant-based diet, I want to throw that in there.
I know it's coming.
Vegan life.
A plant-based diet would help, but a lot of it comes with research. What she said.
He minds his own
Oh my days.
No.
What she said.
Well, you guys now that mental health section there, we are definitely obviously going to put the links up on down below, so people just look down below.
Put your point there, bro.
Not my point. He got the package.
Down below.
So down below,
he said it 3
guys.
times as well.
Not my down below.
Yeah.
I am Tekken.
Did you say Tekken?
I'm Tekken. No, I am Tekken.
1, 2, or 3.
No, Tekken was my game though.
Mortal Kombat was the one. Mortal Kombat was the one.
That Mario Kart.
But yeah, you lot talking about Tekken, mad thing.
No, you said Tekken, bro. You brought in.
You lot talking about Tekken, you know that.
Well, man, our business.
But the fact that he's talking about Anthony and his skin, and a lot of people tend to judge black people and say, you're about this age, innit? You're about that age, innit? You know, there's always a stereotype and a stigma about black people being, black don't crack, and it's true, don't. You know, so.
I'm gonna be 40 soon. I want to keep saying that.
Right.
I'm gonna be 40.
Stop telling people.
I want to. I'm proud.
You're giving out the secret. Next thing you
The
know,
secret is
your whole book and melanated skin don't go for a price.
You know, it's true.
Like, you're just a new candidate for Get Out. Do you know what I mean? Next thing you know, Mama's just gonna be out here.
No, wait. But Get Out is like what?
Okay, yeah, people, listen. We have come to the end of Beer Talks. Again, we had so many other subjects, but tonight, listen, people, it's been great. I loved it. How about you, Tish?
I loved it.
How about you, Ant?
Yeah, it's been good. I loved it. It's
Trust me. Like, please subscribe, like, share, comment.
I want to see some people say some stuff.
Don't give out no kidneys.
Give out. I'll give out no kidneys.
Keep a vegan-based diet.
Plant-based diet.
Share links and stuff. Let me just give out some good advice.
Vegan life.
Honestly.
Oh my days. So people, I'm like saying like this. They're all talking. That vegan life got me, you know.
He started it.
I did. I couldn't help it. I saw a plug.
He was out here like one of them adverts, you know, that come on at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I saw a plug.
Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button.
JML.
Make sure you comment down below. Oh my God. Guys, there's been Beer Talks. This lady has been, and this gentleman has been
Anthony.
My name is Icy Jones. Thank you and good night.